War movies have been a popular genre in film for many years, as they provide a unique insight into the experiences of soldiers and the impact of war on society. They also play a pivotal role in the anti-war movement. While war movies may have similar themes and storylines, the way they are filmed can create vastly different tones and emotional responses from the viewer. In this presentation, I will be analyzing how cinematography techniques are used to create a certain tone in war movies originating from different countries. Specifically, I will be comparing the 1998 Saving Private Ryan by Steven Spielberg and the 2022 All Quiet on the Western Front by Edward Berger. By analyzing various techniques such as color grading, camera movement, sound design, lighting, framing, and editing, we can better understand how countries use film techniques to create different tones in war movies. All Quiet on the Western Front is a film adaptation of Eric Maria Remarque's novel that explores the experiences of soldiers during World War I. The film presents a poignant and emotional portrayal of the effects of war on young soldiers following the journey of Paul Baumer, a German soldier who was forced to confront the brutal realities of war. Through a combination of vivid cinematography, haunting sound design, and powerful performances, the film captures the physical and psychological toll that war takes on soldiers. The film is a compelling examination of the futility and true pity of war. Saving Private Ryan is a critically acclaimed war film directed by Steven Spielberg, set during the invasion of Normandy in World War II. The film follows a group of soldiers as they are sent on a dangerous mission to find and bring home Private James Francis Ryan, the last surviving brother of 4 soldiers. The film is notable for its realistic and visceral portrayal of war, which is achieved through a combination of techniques. The film's depictions of the horrors of war and the sacrifices made by the soldiers have resonated with audiences and critics alike, and it has been praised for its powerful performances, compelling storytelling, and immersive cinematography. Overall, Saving Private Ryan is a masterful exploration of the human cost of war, and it continues to be a landmark in the war film genre. Up first, I will be talking about the editing and sound design, which includes color grading, lighting, and the scoring of the films. The color grading of All Quiet on the Western Front plays a significant role in creating a sense of despair and hopelessness that underscores the film's anti-war message. The film has a very desaturated color palette where there's heavy emphasis on blues and greens, which reflects the bleakness of the soldiers' experiences. While when they're in battle, in the battle scenes, there's flashes of red and yellow, which heighten the sense of chaos and danger. However, when they're in clips of happiness, there's a yellow tint in the background, but there's still some sort of darkness which we can see through the lighting and the half-lit faces on the soldiers. This use of color grading, combined with the film's cinematography and editing, creates an immersive and emotional experience for the viewer, helping to emphasize the devastating and psychological impact of the war and those who fought in it. Similarly to All Quiet on the Western Front, the color palette shifts with the character's emotion. As in this scene, the emotion of the characters is a little bit happier on the happier side. But as soon as they realize that the fighting is coming, the color palette shifts back into a bluish, greenish, grayish tint and creates the feel of the battle once again, as we can see here. The grayish color grading on the battle scenes allows the audience to feel as if they're being transported back in time into that scene. This is because of the combination of the color grading as well as the cinematography involved. The high contrast and washed out color grading creates a sense of chaos and intensity that reflects the confusion and danger that the soldiers are feeling before going into the battle. Another very important aspect of the film is the scoring of All Quiet on the Western Front. The scoring creates a sense of impending doom, basically. As these soldiers are walking happily, they're singing, they're having so much fun, but there's this background music that is very eerie. The score, composed by Anne Nikitin, plays a large role in the setting of the tone of the movie. One notable aspect of the score is its use of ambient sound and silence. Nikitin often allows the sounds of the battlefield to take the center stage, using subtle tonal shifts and dissonant effects to create a sense of unease and tension. And in other moments, she uses silence in order to show the emptiness and isolation that the soldiers felt. In contrast to this, Saving Private Ryan uses more patriotic and mournful sounds. The score for Saving Private Ryan, composed by John Williams, was created in a grandeur and epic scale as a way to remember the soldiers who lost their lives in World War II. The scoring of Saving Private Ryan vastly shifts the tone away from a anti-war film like All Quiet on the Western Front and more into an in memoriam film for those who served during the war. Cinematography has a very large role in setting the tone of movies, and these two films involve the use of cinematography a lot, including lighting, framing, camera shots, and camera angles, which I will be talking about. So I will first show you two clips, one from All Quiet on the Western Front and the other from Saving Private Ryan. And then after the clips are played, we will dissect them. Both these clips show evidence of very strong cinematography in their own ways. From James Friend on All Quiet on the Western Front and Janusz Kaminski for Saving Private Ryan. Forgive me if I pronounced it wrong. Both of these cinematographers are award-winning, fantastic cinematographers. And so in All Quiet on the Western Front, James Friend understood Edward Berger's vision in wanting to create an adaptation of the novel instead of a remake of the movie. And in order to do so, he wanted to find naturalism in his shots. He did this by testing the actors and their skin tones and against their costumes and the environment to see what type of shots would look even better. One of the more notable things about these shots is their camera movement and angles. In Saving Private Ryan, it's famous for its use of shaky camera shots and handheld shots, which creates a sense of chaos and disorientation during battle scenes. As you can see when the boats were landing on the beach in the clip, the camera was very shaky and it wasn't as still as in All Quiet on the Western Front, which was more based on the emotions of the soldiers and of the audience. Where in the All Quiet on the Western Front, you can see he's running through this battlefield with pure chaos all around him, but the camera is relatively still. It doesn't shake as much. Doesn't include as many handheld shots, which allows the audience to connect with the character on a more emotional level than you would be able to in Saving Private Ryan because of the shaky handheld shots, which makes the audience feel as if they're there with them. In conclusion, both All Quiet on the Western Front and Saving Private Ryan are critically acclaimed war movies that use a variety of film techniques to convey their respective messages. While All Quiet on the Western Front is a powerful anti-war film that portrays the brutal realities of combat and the psychological toll it takes on soldiers, Saving Private Ryan is more of an in memoriam tribute to the heroism and sacrifice of those who fought in World War II. Despite these differences, both films use a range of techniques including cinematography, color grading, scoring, and editing to create immersive and emotionally powerful portrayals of war. These techniques allow the audience to experience the sights, sounds, and emotions of combat and to gain a deeper understanding of the personal and societal impacts of war. Overall, both films serve as poignant reminders of the terrible cost of war and the need for greater understanding, empathy, and peace in our world.